Most luxury cars make you feel like a passenger in your own life. The 2026 Bentley Continental GT S makes you feel like the protagonist of a story that very few people get to tell. Let's start with what Bentley actually changed, because this isn't a simple badge shuffle. The GTS sits between the standard Continental GT and the full-speed variant, and that positioning is intentional. Bentley wanted a car that carries real athletic intent without sacrificing the effortless refinement that Continental GT buyers have come to expect, and for 2026, they've sharpened that formula considerably. Under the hood, you're looking at Bentley's twin-turbocharged 4.0-liter V8, and before you ask why they didn't put the W12 in here, hear me out. This V8 isn't a consolation prize. It produces 542 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque, and it does something that the W12 actually can't do as convincingly. It gives the car character. There's a mechanical rawness to how this engine sounds and responds that the smoother, more imperious W12 intentionally avoids. In the GTS, that's the whole point. Bentley has tuned the exhaust to be more vocal, more present. You hear it at startup, you hear it at full throttle, and there's a particular note between 3,500 and 5,000 RPM that is genuinely difficult to describe without smiling. 0 to 60 comes in at 3.9 seconds. Top speed sits at 198 miles per hour. Those numbers are significant for a car that weighs over 4,800 pounds, but what matters more than the numbers is the sensation. The Continental GTS feels fast in a way that builds confidence rather than anxiety. It's urgent without being aggressive. The 48-volt active anti-roll system works almost invisibly, keeping the body flat through corners while still allowing enough movement to communicate with the road surfaces doing beneath you. Now let's talk about the chassis updates, because this is where the 2026 model earns real attention. Bentley has recalibrated the GTS with a specifically tuned suspension setup that sits noticeably lower than the standard car, 10 millimeters lower to be exact. And the air suspension has been retuned to reflect a sportier character while retaining the ability to absorb imperfect roads with that signature Bentley composure. The result is a car that feels taut and responsive on a mountain road, but never punishing on a motorway. That balance is extraordinarily hard to achieve, and Bentley has been chasing it for years. In the 2026 GTS, they're closer than ever. The steering deserves its own conversation. Variable ratio, electrically assisted, and for this model year, retuned for a more connected feel at speed. It's still not a sports car steering rack. You're not going to confuse this with a Porsche 911, but there's weight and feedback here that lets you place the car with real precision. And when you're driving something 4.5 meters long and nearly 2 meters wide through a winding road, precision matters enormously. Step inside and the narrative shifts completely. The cabin of the 2026 Bentley Continental GTS is one of the finest interiors in any car, at any price. Bentley offers 15 hide colors as standard, along with 11 carpet colors, 5 veneer choices, and a matrix of contrast stitching options that numbers in the hundreds. If you want a car that feels like it was made specifically for you, because it essentially was, this is how that happens. The S variant adds its own visual language inside. Dark-tinted brightwear, sports seats with enhanced bolstering, and an S-specific steering wheel with a flattened base. The 12.3-inch curved touchscreen runs Bentley's latest infotainment system, which is genuinely one of the best implementations in the luxury segment. It responds quickly, the interface is logical, and critically, it doesn't make you feel like you need a tutorial just to change the temperature. Driver assistance technology has been brought fully up to 2026 standards. Adaptive cruise with lane centering, traffic sign recognition, night vision, and a surround view camera system that makes parking a car of this size feel almost trivial. Bentley has also updated the heads-up display, which now offers more customization options and higher resolution than the outgoing model. On the outside, the GTS wears its identity through restraint. There's no aggressive body kit, no enormous wing, no attempt to look like a race car. Instead, you get darkened matrix grille, gloss black front splitter, and 21-inch dark-tinted alloy wheels in a design specific to this variant.
The proportions of the Continental GT are unchanged. Long bonnet, fastback roofline, muscular rear haunch, and they remain as timeless in 2026 as they did when this generation debuted. Some designs age quickly. This one has not. Pricing puts the GTS in genuinely rarefied territory. You're looking at a starting figure around $250,000 in the United States, and that number climbs quickly once you start working through the configurator. But here's the thing about the GTS that makes that figure defensible. It genuinely does multiple things at a world-class level simultaneously. As a long-distance touring car, it's among the very best on Earth. As a driver's car for the right piece of road, it's deeply satisfying. As a statement of taste and craftsmanship, it's essentially unimpeachable. The question that always comes up with cars at this level is who is it actually for? And the honest answer is that the 2026 Bentley Continental GT S is for someone who has driven enough cars to know exactly what they want. Not the pure theater of a Ferrari, not the clinical precision of an AMG, not the understated anonymity of a base luxury salon. They want something that communicates a specific kind of confidence, one that doesn't need to shout. The GTS is exactly that car. Bentley builds something here that respects your intelligence as a driver and rewards the decision to spend serious money on something that was made with serious care. In 2026, that combination is rarer than you might think. If you found this useful, drop a like and subscribe. We cover cars like this every week. And if you're deciding between the GTS and the Speed, let me know in the comments. That comparison video is coming soon.